Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be studying the topic of finding cube root by prime factorization method. Now to start this method, first of all, we will study what are prime numbers. Because only when you are clear with the concept of prime numbers, you can use this method in solving the questions. So yes, coming back to the topic, how do we define a prime number? A number which is divisible by 1 and by itself, it is known as a prime number. For example, if I take number 2. Now 2 is divisible by 1 and it is also divisible by itself. That is, 2 is divisible by itself. There is no other number that can divide 2. So we say that 2 is a prime number. If I take another example like 4. Now 4 can be divided by 1. It can also be divided by 2 and it can be divided by itself, that is by 4. Now in the definition we have that number which is divisible by 1 and by itself. So 1 is there and the 4 number, which means it is divisible by itself. But we see that there is one more number, 2, by which 4 is divisible. So 4 is not a prime number. If I take another number like 3, 3 is divisible by 1. It is divisible by itself, that is 3. There is no other number that can divide 3. So 3 is also a prime number. So by using the prime factorization method, we have to make use of only prime numbers. So first you all should be clear about what is a prime number, and then we will move forward to find the cube root using prime factorization method. Now suppose I have a question that I have to find the cube root of 216 by prime factorization method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this 216. I'm going to find the factors of 216. So 216 can be divided by 2. Let's see. If I divide 216, I get 2 ones are 2, 0. Then I bring down this 1. 1 is not divisible by 2, so I put a 0 here and I bring down another number 6. So 2 into 8 gives me 16. So when 216 is divided by 2, my quotient is 108. This quotient is written over here. Okay, so this will be 108 when I've divided this by 2. Okay, or another way of saying is 2 multiplied by 108 gives me 216. Now I will again divide 108 by a prime number, say 2. So when I write 2 here, 2 multiplied by 54 gives me 108. Moving forward, I'll again divide 54 by a prime number. Again it will be divisible by 2. So 2 multiplied by 27 gives me 54. Now 27. It is divisible by 3. 3 into 9. 3 into 9 gives me 27. 3 into 3 gives me 9. And 3 multiplied by 1 gives me 3. So as soon as you get 1, you're going to stop. So what is our aim? Our aim is to write the prime factors, keep dividing the number until we get 1 as the last number. So 216 is the product of all these prime numbers. Okay, so I can write 216 as product of all these prime numbers which are written over here. So 216 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, 3, 3. That is 3 times I'm going to write 3. Now my question was to find the cube root. So I'll put a sign of cube root. Same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put a sign of cube root. Now we have to make a group of 3 same numbers. I have to make a group of 3 same numbers. This is one group because I have to include similar numbers. That means 2, 2, 2. Now the another one is, this is my second group of the same number 3. From this first group, out of these 3 2's, I'm just going to select 1 2. Out of these 3 3's, I'm going to select 1 3. So 2 into 3 gives me 6. So the cube root of 216 is 6. This is my final answer. Let's look at another example to get this concept clear. Suppose I have to find the cube root of 125. So I'll write 125 and I have to divide it by its prime factors. What I can do is 125 can be divided by 5. So 5 2's is 10, 2 and 25. 5 into 5 is 25. So this quotient which is written over here, this is what we write. So when I divide 125 by 5, I got 25, or 5 into 25 give me 125. Now again I'm going to divide 25 by a prime number, that is 5 again. So 5 into 5 gives me 25, and again 5 into 1 gives me 5. So as we had seen in the previous example that our aim was to obtain 1 as the last number, we have obtained 1 here. So the solution is complete now. So we write that 125 cube root of 125 is equals to, we'll put the sign of cube root. Now in place of 125 I'm going to write these factors, okay, because 125 is equal to the product of all these factors. So these 5 I'm going to write over here, 5 into 5 into 5. Now our next step is that I have to make a group of 3 same numbers. So 5, in this case, this is my group. I have to make group of 3 same numbers. So same numbers I have over here, that is 5. So this is the one group that I have made. Out of these 3 5's, I'm going to select just 1 5. So the cube root of 125 is 5. This is my final answer. Let's see another example of cube root. Suppose I have to find cube root of 512. So I'll start with the same method, that I'll use prime factorization method and find the factors of 512. So 512 can be divided by 2. 2 multiplied by 256 gives me 512. And you can obtain this factor by the method that we had used earlier. That is when I divided this 512 by this number 2. I got 2 into 2 is 4. 1, I brought it down. Now 2 into 5 gives me 10. remainder is 1, and this is 12. So 2 into 6 gives me 12. So this 256 is what I have written over here. Now we will continue the same method. So 2 into 128 gives me 256. Again, I'll divide it by 2. 2 into 64 gives me 128. 2 into 32 gives me 64. 2 multiplied by 16 gives me 32. 2 multiplied by 8 gives me 16. 2 multiplied by 4 gives me 8. 2 multiplied by 2 gives me 4. And 2 multiplied by 1 gives me 2. So I have obtained 1 as the last number, so we will stop here. What are we going to do is, we're going to write 512 as the product of these factors. Okay, so I'm going to write cube root of 512 is equals to cube root of, and I'm going to write all these factors inside this cube root. And why am I doing this? Because 512 is equal to the product of all these factors. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2's I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now our next step was to make a group of 3 numbers. So 1, 2, 3. These 3 numbers, similar numbers, I'm making a group of these 3 numbers. Now 1, 2, 3. This will be my second group and this will be my third group. Now out of these 3 2's, I'm going to select just 1, 2. Out of these 3 2's, I'm going to select 1, 2. And out of these 3 2's, I'm going to select 1, 2. I'm going to multiply these. So 2 into 2 gives me 4 and 4 multiplied by 2 gives me 8. So cube root of 512 is 8. I hope you liked the video. Do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.